Hello fellow humans, and today I want to talk about your wallets and how you can protect it in the Christmas time. Now obviously Black Friday is already over, which means I can't protect your wallet from that anymore. However, going forward, let's have a look. What tricks is Wargaming, and pretty much any other company as well, using to make you spend more money, and what can you do to do better? Now obviously I'm not an economist, however I do know a bit. Let's start off how to not buy, and that's impulse buy. Just poof, instantly. For example, a couple of days ago, I made a video where I just instantly started the intro with buy the TF4A2. Now, yes, that has a very good reason, but still, that is not an ideal thing to have. You just, boom, instantly buy it. That's not great. You ideally want to think about things for at least a day. Do you really need this? Do you really want it? You know, because otherwise, you can never get your money back. Once you spend it on Blitz, your money is never coming back. Ever. So think about it for a day or two if you really want this, if you really need this, especially with tanks. Does that tank actually fit your playstyle? Right? That's the worst thing you can do, really. That's why crates like this are absolutely horrible, because you can get so many tanks that, for example, if you love medium tanks, you end up getting a tank destroyer. You still lost. Don't buy crates. Crates should be illegal. They're gambling. I don't know why they're not illegal, but laws. Belgium already made them illegal, which... thank you very much, Belgium. So, that's great. However, Wargaming is gonna, as long as it's legal, Wargaming is gonna sell them. They sell absolutely well. And you see, like, highly anticipated. No, they're not. And that's the second thing. These, like, minus 50% off. This $23.98 here. These are completely irrelevant. They don't matter. They're simply there to basically catfish you into buying something. Right? Ignore this. This minus 50%. This, you know, 12 euros. $11.99 or $19.99 instead of 20. That's the oldest trick in the book, right? The .99. But anyway, so this minus 80% exclusive offer, 3 days left. You know, obviously, it puts pressure on you to make a quick decision, and it also puts pressure on you by suggesting that it is an amazing deal. Then another thing that you do have is adding pointless things of no value to make it look like it has more value. Like, for example, this carrot nose animated avatar to the Super Conqueror Rex bundle. Like, yes, you technically do get a better offer than if you just simply buy the Super Conqueror on its own, which basically makes this bundle look really bad. You know, this is the carrot, you know, and this is the stick, basically, that you get beat with if you fall for it. So, it's on purpose, right? They could simply only sell this bundle. But you have a reference here, in this one. This is a horrible bundle, you only get the tank. And then for, only 5k gold more, you get so much more. Which makes this look a lot better than it actually is. And that's obviously a very, very old trick that's been used for a very, very long time. And it's the same with crates down here, for example. You get one, and then you get two. Now, this one singular crate exists for one singular reason, and that is to sell you this one. Right? Same price, you get double here. You're like, yay, I get double. And you don't. You're still spending money. So... yeah, those things are obvious even to an idiot like me. Another thing you got is, of course, like a premium pass. Premium pass is pretty much always a very good value. Now, why is that? Because for a premium pass, you have to play the game quite a bit. You know, and if you play the game, let's do that right now. If you play the game, if you go into a battle, you might like, I need some premium time. I need some credit boosters. And poof, you bought more. Because the more you play, the more likely you are to buy something. Obviously. So, that's why a premium pass is basically... they sell you something to sell you something. But, if you only buy the premium pass, that is a pretty great value. So, if you play actively enough. So, that is a very good thing. And also brings me to the second point of... how do you buy correctly in a game like this? Because here's the thing. It's a hobby... it's not something you need to survive. If you stop playing Blitz, you don't die. So, Blitz is not something that is necessary to anyone. Which means that anything you buy should be for one reason and one reason only. That's to have fun. It's to make your experience of the game better. If it doesn't do that, for example, if you buy a 59 pattern, it won't do that. Which means, if you buy something, think about it first. Obviously, ignore all the minus 50% and all that stuff, and be aware of the upselling that's happening with the bundles, where you have one bundle that looks horrible, and a more expensive bundle that comparatively looks like a better value. It's pretty much happening everywhere. And personal example here from Amazon, I looked at 4 different products on Black Friday. All 4 of them were discounted by like 30-40%. However, they were more expensive than what I bought them for in summer. Think about it. And that's always another thing. Companies have to continue to increase their revenues. Just having the same revenue is not going to please shareholders or investors or whoever sits behind it. Which means you want to always increase your revenue, always do more. And if you can't do that naturally by having more players, for example, you're going to have to squeeze it out of those that already play. Which is what's happening in World Tanks PC as well. So that's not great. So prices are obviously going to increase. They have already increased for the gold. I hope you noticed that the prices for gold have increased in the last couple of months. So be aware of that as you go into Christmas, that the gold now is more expensive than it was just a couple of months ago. Right? And that's another thing. Like auctions and stuff like that. Are you really going to buy a Dracula for 20k gold? You're really that crazy? Because it happened before, and people were crazy enough to buy it. That's another thing. Scarcity. You know, if you only have 5,000 to sell, ooh, rare. Oh, it's not. So, yeah, just look out. Because Blitz, in the end, it's a hobby, it's a fun thing to do on your side. It shouldn't consume all your money, and if it does, then please stop. You have a problem. And, like, again, I have access to all the tanks without pay, but there is no reason to buy something for 140 euros that's worth 20, right? Because that's another problem that Wargaming has now. They can't make the tanks better because then they completely ruin the balance of the game. So you have to sell at the same price, because here's the thing. 2 tanks with the same performance at different prices, the cheaper one is better, of course. Which means even if you have a tank that is 10% better, at 300% the price, it is a horrible, horrible offer. But people are still going to buy it, obviously, because they think, ooh, new tank must happen. This is how it goes. And to be honest, there are going to be people that can just throw away their money like it is nothing. However, that is a very small majority. So, I always try to be on the consumer side, because there's more of them, obviously. And that's why I don't really recommend that much, right? Because if I recommend something, I want to make sure that the amount of people that regret it is in the single digits, hopefully. So, in the end, you gotta know how to handle your money. You know your budget, you know what you can spend. I just did 5.5k damage. Not bad. So, again, ignore this, like, marketing stuff. I know it's extremely effective, but try to ignore it as much as possible and think about what you're buying. Do I really need another premium tank? Do I really need this thing? Because in most cases, you really don't. So look out for yourself. Look out for your wallet. Because this money that you spend on Blitz, if it doesn't bring you fun, it is completely and utterly wasted. And I hope I didn't waste your time. So thank you very much for watching. See you on the next one. Goodbye.